My name's Ruth, and I'm going to talk about whether I'm better off now than I was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was living in Melbourne, Australia, where I'm from. I think at the time I was probably working, I used to work for a magazine company doing fight sport magazines, believe it or not, in the middle of nowhere. But it was like my first real kind of job in journalism, and so I used to get the bus and train about an hour and a half all the way out to the middle of nowhere. There was like literally a field of goats surrounding our office, and we wrote about kickboxing and mixed martial arts. My specialty was writing about taekwondo. Now I live in Brooklyn, having lived in the States for about I think like 7 years, and I am still a journalist and I still work very long hours for very low pay. But there are no goats around where I work, and it takes me about 5 minutes to get to work. So that's a plus. On the downside, I miss my family, who all still live back in Melbourne. I live here with my husband, but it gets harder to make friends as you get older. I've learned, having moved, or maybe not for other people, for me. Maybe I'm just not very good at making friends, but it's harder. So you lose a lot of the, I guess like support kind of network, and you just lose a lot of easy acquaintances, if that makes sense. If you're bored on a Sunday, you can just call up your mum or your sister or your old friend from wherever and have a coffee, which I think is much harder to do as an adult. Moving somewhere as an adult is just tougher. New York is just a tough place to live in, I think, New York City. People work just very long hours. Everyone's busy all the time. The weather stinks all the time. Except this winter, which has been crazy. One of the reasons we live in New York, I think, was for more work opportunity. So I feel like, even though it's tough, I don't know, there's more potential to do things, even if I'm not always doing them.